We're going to stay in Vegas because there's a lot of things that's going on in Vegas right now. There are a lot of things going on in Vegas right now, and I want to make sure that we address it all. Now, I would have you to know, because I've been waiting to see what's going on with this whole cyber attack and everything like that with MGM and all of that, right? But I would have you to know that Vegas is allegedly number one for foreclosures in the United States of America. Now, why is Anton throwing a clap on for Vegas for being number one in foreclosures? Well, I'm going to explain to you why. But before we get over into the foreclosures, I got to give you all the news of what's happening over in Vegas. So recently, right, I headed over to MGM Casino. Don't ask me why. I wasn't gambling. I was going over there to get some free food. Just so happened to be the weekend. I got in on Friday. On Saturday afternoon, I had my SS Impala down in Greektown. We wound up doing a photo shoot, and I said, I'm hungry. Why would I pay for food when I can go and get it for free? That's the truth. Why would I pay for food when I can go over to the casino and they going to give it to me for free? We going to get everything. We going to go over to D Prime. We going to get steaks. We going to get lobster tails. We going to get crab. We going to get sesame chicken. We going to get broccoli. We going to get asparagus, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, and we just going to pig out. And we going to take it home, the rest of it home, and we going to eat it on Sunday too. Now, lo and behold, I didn't even plan on covering this. I had no interest in covering what the hell is happening in Vegas because I don't plan on being in Vegas until possibly December for the NBA in-season tournament, first inaugural season, right? I thought about going over there. But then I go to order my food over at the casino, over at MGM Grand over there in Detroit, where they supposed to treat me good. And I look at a sign and it says, no comps because of the cybersecurity thing or whatever the hell that it was talking about. I said, what? What you talking about, Willis? You telling me I can't use the kiosks? I can't do nothing over here? I can't even get no free food? I got like $300 in comps on my card, and I'm not even going to use my comps. I'm just going to get it comp from over at the host, and I can't do nothing? You telling me I got to pay for my food over here? Hell no. Lock me away. Throw away the key. I went and got my car, and I drove away foodless. I was disappointed. I said, you know what? At some point during this week, I'm going to cover what the hell is happening in Vegas. And when I seen it pop up, you guys sent me this article about the foreclosures over in Vegas. I said, I'm not going to miss an opportunity to throw this in there. You know what I'm saying?
Well, slots unusable, key cards inoperable. Just two of the many issues MGM Resorts faced in the past week due to a cyber attack. Also, personal information from its customers compromised, and people still cannot book online through MGM's website. Caesars also reportedly paid out millions to hackers. So the question is it safe to head to Vegas? What's the experience going to be like? Washington Post travel reporter Andrea Sachs is joining us now with more on the impact on tourists. Welcome, Andrea. It sounds like these cyber crooks hit pretty much every aspect of the organization here. Where do things stand right now at the MGM?
Well, they're slowly trying to come back online. So what had happened, from what we understand, is there was a cyber attack. I think it's safe to use that word now. And they tried to shut everything down to protect themselves. I compare it to kind of like an armadillo. So they're trying to protect themselves so that there's no more infiltration. When they did that, they really, they made us realize how much we need online services. So suddenly digital key cards weren't working, online check-in wasn't working, elevators weren't working. So that all shut down. But now, as they're getting a little more understanding of what had happened, they're slowly coming back online. For gamblers, that also meant, obviously, slot machines went dark. They weren't working. If you had winnings, you couldn't use the ticket to get your winnings. You had to go to the casino cashier. So everything became manual, or as one of my experts said, we went back to pen and paper.
Yeah. Let me pull something up. Let me see something. Hold on. I gotta pull this up. Hold on, give me a second. Give me you want, you want, you want. Give me you want, you want, you want. Before I come back to that, let me see something. You used to be able to go to mlife.com, right? Okay. Sign in. I just want to see something real quick. Hey, why can't I sign in? Sign in. Join now. Accounts are currently unavailable. So I can't even sign in. I literally can't even sign into the website to even see what my rewards are at all. That's pretty crazy. And I didn't even check this out before I jumped on the live stream. I just genuinely wanted to see what was happening. Let me see if I can sign in on the app real quick. Hey, giving you want, you want, you want. Giving you want, you want, you want. See? MGM Rewards is undergoing maintenance and digital keys currently are unavailable. Please see the front desk for assistance. Yo, this has been happening for like 10 days. This is pretty crazy. This is pretty insane that this is happening to a major organization like this. But let me go ahead and fast forward
Slots
a little bit.
unusable.
Coming back online. For gamblers, that also meant obviously slot machines went dark. They weren't working. If you had winnings, you couldn't use the ticket to get your winnings. You had to go to the casino cashier. So everything became manual, or as one of my experts said, we went back to pen and paper.
Now, one thing that I do want to emphasize to you guys is that I seen a post, and you know me, I'm always trying to understand how this comes back down to the money. I seen a post over there for MGM Grand, and it was all circulating on different forums and stuff like that because, you know, I stay keenly aware, hey, if anybody is, all of the moderators in the Discord and stuff like that, make sure y'all track this and then start to pay attention to what's going on from a job perspective, especially for my cybersecurity professionals, because allegedly they're offering somewhere like $200 an hour, maybe $200,000, $400,000 in order, you know, for individuals per individual in order to get their servers back up and build it from scratch from a cybersecurity perspective. And so this is one of the things that I keep telling people. A lot of times people hit me up and they say, Anton, would you rather go into software engineering if you had to do it all over again today? So meaning you are now a professional today. Would you go into cybersecurity or would you go into software engineering? And I say 10 times out of 10 cybersecurity. 10 times out of 10, one thing that you're never going to have to worry about as far as artificial intelligence, and I think that software engineer is going to be fine and all of that, right? But when I say the most in-demand, biggest bags potentially and all of that, I believe that cybersecurity is at the forefront of the movement because as we continue to move into this digital age, there's going to be more or greater need for security because we are now so interdependent on it. Companies are willing to spend an egregious amount for it in order to ensure that they're going to continue to protect their services, right? Think about it. You can't, when I go into a hotel, right? When I go into Marriott, when I go over to MGM, if I go to any hotel or whatever, 10 times out of 10, you are then using a key, a digital key from your phone in order to be able to open up the door. The slot machines themselves are all digital. The MLife rewards, the comps, the online casinos, every single thing that we're doing, even all of these legacy companies, banks, auto manufacturers, anything that you can think of, they're now becoming digital companies. They're technology companies now. They're not manufacturers. And even though I do want to get into an article specifically about manufacturing, these companies are now specifically technology companies. They are not manufacturers. They do not physically service anything, and they've moved over into a digital profile in order to A, cut costs, and then B, keep up with technology. So I always tell people, if you're looking to get into or you're trying to figure out what it is that you want to get into, go into cybersecurity. It is going to be the most lucrative profession that you can think of. But let me continue.
Yeah. So if somebody is going there in the next
Yes,
few
Cassandra.
weeks, months, holidays, what do they need to know? How do they need to prepare for what is going to be maybe a lingering effect here?
Well, I think they're trying to get online as quickly as possible, and you just obviously have to be patient and you have to be understanding what's going on. The bigger issue is that for people who have been a guest or maybe will be a guest in the future, we're giving over a lot of personal information for hotel reservation. That could be your credit card, your address. Sometimes driver's license, high rollers, they have to give their social security number.
Wow.
So it's important to kind of lock down your gadgets and your.
And I thought that very soon I was going to get invited over into being into noir. That's invitation only. Actually, the highest that you can get is platinum, and then noir is like invitation only. I have not gotten into noir. I am a platinum member, but I have not gotten into noir. But apparently that's going to be put on hold because I thought that I was going to get invited to get all of the perks that come along with it. But let's continue.
Information before you provide this to no matter what hotel or casino it is. So make sure you have two-factor authentication. Make sure that your passwords are not your dog's name. Make sure that your credit is locked and only unlock it if, say, you're getting a loan. So all these things that you can protect yourself in advance for an event like this.
Man, it's scary to think of.
You're never going to be able to protect yourself. Let me just bring y'all in. Like, they're giving you all of the ways that you should operate. Yes, you do want two-factor identification or authentication, right? Meaning that you don't just want to have to be able to put in a password. You also want them to be able to send you an email or send you a text message to validate that it's you, right? Two different ways in which you have to validate that you are who you are in order to get into your account, right? But you're not ever really going to be able to protect yourself. The only thing you're going to be able to do is get a bag from it. Just being real. Now, allegedly what's happening, because Las Vegas is really just a battle between two companies. That's it. Las Vegas is mainly a battle between two different companies. Obviously, you're going to see other people building up on the Strip. You got Resorts World over there, right? You got another place that's going up down on the Strip, past Bellagio, past Resorts World. They got the Las Vegas convention that's popping off, right? Vegas is just one big desert, but it's a battle for Vegas. Obviously, you've seen the Raiders move over into there, and they got so much stuff that's coming to Vegas that's going to be huge. But Vegas is really just a battle between Caesars and MGM. That's it. 15 different casinos that's in Vegas is MGM, and then the rest of them is Caesars. But ironically enough, this cybersecurity attack hit everything. I'm pretty sure it hit Macau, right? I'm pretty sure that it hit the Beau Rivage down in Biloxi, Mississippi, in which I really love going to Biloxi. That's one of my favorite places to visit. It's my hidden spot that I ain't got to worry about none of y'all showing up. You know what I'm saying? It certainly hit over here in Detroit, which is largely one of the most profitable company or the most profitable locations for MGM. But now that we understand this, Caesars took a completely different approach. When they got hit, and they got hit for held for ransom, Caesars allegedly paid over $15 million in order to get all of their stuff restored because they were more focused on, hey, we're going to build up all of our security afterwards. But more importantly, we got to make sure that we get everything restored. MGM says that we don't negotiate with terrorists and we'd rather leave our systems down for the next however long and inconvenience our guests rather than hit y'all off with this $15 million. So that's what's really happening.
About social security numbers that might be out there. What do we know, Andrea, about who is responsible for this and how close our police are on their trail?
I don't know. The FBI are being very FBI, where they're looking into it. And Nevada Casino, the gaming organization, also is being very tight-lipped, and they're looking into it, as is the governor. You also have to think, with MGM, they're all over the world. So this affected probably, Macau and Japan and Detroit, casinos all over the country. But we just see the greatest hit would be Vegas because they have about 14 casinos and resorts on the Strip. So they're being very tight-lipped. MGM hasn't really been too transparent. I know that people who have been there had no idea this was going on. I mean, they thought it was some kind of like electricity issue. So slowly, hopefully, we'll know more, but we don't know that much at this point.
So that's basically what's happening over in Vegas. While y'all was over there partying, hackers was over there trying to secure the bag. But if you ever want to make sure that you continue to level up when it comes to the career path that you want to take, be very diligent in going into cybersecurity. It's a huge bag, and it's only going to go up even more as a result of it.